Gutter Trash is a proud member of the Comics Podcast Network.
Sabine is a young nurse struggling with being away from her family for long stretches at a job that is draining her. Over the course of the day, she deals with disrespectful doctors, fellow nurses, and mischievous security guards, as well as uncooperative patients like Two-Face, Scarecrow, and the Joker, in Sam Keith's Arkham Asylum Madness. Hey, mama, said the way you move. Gonna make you sweat, gonna make you groove. Gutter Trash, episode 135, Arkham Asylum Madness. My name is...
And my name is Jason.
Welcome.
Thank you. You're talking to me?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
The general you.
That was Led Zeppelin, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
That would be Black Dog.
Ooh, wow. So were you rocking out to some Zeppelin earlier or something?
Nope.
Yeah. I was saying, I wouldn't have thought so. If anything, I would have, maybe thought Weird Al.
Nope.
No. Black Sabbath.
No, I haven't rocked out to anything.
Odd.
I listened to a little bit this afternoon during my lunch break to the new Flogging Molly album.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
How's that?
Flogging Molly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't change it up?
Not particularly, no.
There's no techno or ballads or...
No, I don't know, they do some slow songs.
Oh,
They've always done some slow songs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, I'm only steeped in their loud, annoying songs that wake you up at 3 a.m. when your drunken roommates are doing cocaine. Those are the
sounds
only
like you
ones.
have some personal experiences with that band.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I will never like that band. Like if for some reason like I'm on an airplane and I crash in the middle of the ocean and Flogging Molly is on a boat traveling and they save my life and they nurse me back to health, I will still fucking hate those people.
Well, just their music, right?
I can't like them. I can't like them. See, I can separate the art from the artist whenever the artist is an asshole, but whenever I just perceive them as an asshole, I can't separate them. I don't mind liking Bob Pollard, but I'll never like Flogging Molly.
Even though they themselves have never done anything to you.
They released those records.
They released those records, but it was your roommates who...
And their coke-addled,
And they're right.
jobless frenzies. Oh man, yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever like them because that's been like 6-7 years probably.
Right. Well, I'm sorry that you've had such a negative experience with that band. I enjoy them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll never, play them when you're here.
Oh, that's cool. You can pick them for the show because I never listen.
That is true. That is true.
You can even put them on this episode. And Jawbreaker's the other one.
Jawbreaker?
Yeah, they used to play them at like 4 a.m, super loud while they're doing coke off their toilet seats.
Right. Well, that's too bad, because I like Jawbreaker quite a bit more than I do Flogging Molly.
Yeah.
At least I used to.
I actually I'd never really heard Flogging Molly before this,
Right.
before the roommates.
Right.
But I had heard Jawbreaker and I kind of liked it.
Right.
But
You grew to...
ceased to be so. Yeah.
What about Jets to Brazil? They were the band that the lead singer of Jawbreaker started after Jawbreaker.
I'm not really familiar with them.
Okay.
Like I don't think they rocked them out.
Right.
It was all Flogging Molly and there was what was the band that did Whipping Post? Was it Allman Brothers?
I have no idea.
They used to listen to them a lot too.
Alright.
And they're just bad in general. I don't like them.
Okay. I don't know much about the Allman Brothers. If They are the band you're speaking of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if I could name a second song other than Whipping Post.
Yeah.
But I
understand.
It's that weird association thing. It's like my mom won't eat anything that's the color of cantaloupe, and she doesn't wear any clothing that's the color of cantaloupe because when she was a young girl, she was really sick, and it was after she'd eaten cantaloupe, and she just kept throwing up cantaloupe for days.
Right.
So, yeah, flogging Molly is my cantaloupe.
My flogging Molly, or cantaloupe, is, caramel.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you sick?
Yeah. My mom, was friends with a guy who was a, professional chef. He used to work at a 5-star restaurant here in Dayton.
Wow.
He adopted our little cats when, my mom had to give them up.
So it was a Chinese restaurant. Hello! Sorry. That was awful. That is so...
Yeah.
That's so
But, anyway. He used to bake a lot of stuff and like, made a lot of homemade, confections.
Well,
Such
cool.
as, caramel and, peanut brittle. And, he brought over like a shit ton one evening, and I had some, and, just, vomited like the rest of the night. And so, in my mind, caramel and peanut brittle just will always have that association of just being terribly sick.
Vomit-inducing.
Yep.
Even peanut brittle.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Nah, it's fine. You know what? I can do without.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. But I don't see how you could do without flogging Molly.
Really? Maybe if you eat a smidgen of peanut brittle sometime, I'll listen to one of their songs. We'll both grow and face our fears.
What's this called even?
Okay.
Yeah. You don't subject me, I won't subject you.
Right. I think that's fair.
Alright then.
Yeah.
It's a shame about the Jawbreaker though.
Yeah.
Being that was actually a band that you enjoyed.
Yeah, I mean, like, I never owned any of their CDs, but
Right.
I remember hearing them,
Yeah.
like, on mixed CDs and stuff my friends
Right.
made. I was like, oh, that's a cool song.
I only had, I had 2 of their CDs at one point, and then I sold one, and then I eventually sold the other. But I think I had Bivouac and Dear You.
Yeah, I don't recognize either one of those.
Yeah, I like Dear You quite a bit. But, And, Jets to Brazil, they got a good first album.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And after that, not so much.
After that, not so much.
Isn't that the same guys from Drive Like Jehu? Or is that them?
Just Brazil.
No, maybe not. I'm thinking of somebody else. Hot Snakes. Yeah, that's who I'm thinking of.
Alright.
Yeah. It's all these weird indie rock names.
Right. I believe I already mentioned that Jets to Brazil was the guy from Jawbreaker.
Well, I thought they I thought it was one of those Mike Patton things where
Right.
he has like 8 bands. Or like,
yeah.
Jack White.
Yeah. He's got 2.
He's
Actually, he's got 1.
He's got like 7.
He's got 1 band.
Does he?
Yeah.
Which one?
Not the White Stripes.
Oh, that's too bad. Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Music.
Music.
Music is good.
It's okay.
You know, did I try to hook up my CD player? I tried to fix it.
Oh, yeah, then your car that hasn't worked for...
It's been like 6 months
Yeah,
or something. I took the whole CD player out the other day and like, cause I was driving around listening to it and it just died one day like 6 months ago, but it still registers, what track it's supposed to be playing on the CD and everything. You just can't hear it. So I was like, well, unless all the speakers blew at once, something just popped out of place. So I took the CD player out and I searched all through it, all the wires and everything, and it all looks completely intact. I cannot figure it out.
But you also said that the radio doesn't work either.
Yeah, right.
So it's got to be something in the speakers.
Yeah. Some sort of connection.
Yeah.
It's a bummer.
Yeah, it is a bummer. I apologize. You should get an iPod.
Yeah.
Get yourself build yourself up your digital collection.
Oh, yeah? Can you do that?
Oh yeah. You can rip all your CDs and put it on the iPod. Honestly, if I could, I would honestly just suggest getting just a regular MP3 player.
Yeah.
But apparently they don't make those.
Oh, really? They did, but they don't now.
Oh, they make them. Apparently none of them are good. And you can't find one bigger than like 4 gig. Yeah.
How many songs is that?
I don't know how many songs that is. 4 gig.
1,000?
Probably.
Yeah. That's still,
Yeah.
that's decent.
Yeah. All I know is that, I have the iPod because, it was cheap. And it held more than 4 gig. I think I have the 30 gig iPod, and I currently have about 18 gig worth of music on there.
Wow.
And I have a shit ton of music on there.
I bet.
Yeah. And I also barely listen to it.
That's the biggest crime.
In fact, I usually only listen to it on my way to and from work. And I have to have a special playlist of inoffensive songs so that I don't bother my coworker while he's sleeping.
Like, he can't stand the word poop? Or...
No, just, like like when I first got the iPod, I would just kind of, hit shuffle and drive to work and, and then during that span of an hour, we'd, like maybe there would be like, some sort of, oldies, slow Monkeys song or Beatles or something. And then the following song is like something from White Zombie.
Yeah.
And then
Or
Slayer.
yeah.
And then Cavalier Conspiracy or
Right.
Sepultura. And, it's like, maybe he doesn't want to listen to all that much metal in the morning while he's trying to sleep.
He never complained? No.
He never complained, but,
Yeah.
I mean,
Just consider it.
we'd be driving around and, he'd be, sleeping and, suddenly, Slayer would come on and I would see him stir.
Right.
And I'd be like, maybe I should, compile a playlist of,
It's very considerate of you.
Just,
Sleeping coworker playlist.
Right, yeah. Moderate pop rock songs, and oldies and slow songs.
That's cool.
So that's pretty much all I listen to and with my iPod driving to and from work.
Monkeys and oldies.
The Doors, some Zeppelin.
Oh, like a little Black Dog,
A
man.
little Black Dog, maybe. Yeah.
You should just sing it to him. You got the pipes, obviously.
In my, Shatner sing-songy way.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, man. Oh, Shatner's the best.
Looking forward to his metal album.
Is that this year?
I think so. Yeah. For a guy like me who doesn't much care for music, we sure are talking about it a lot right now.
Yeah, we are. That's weird. That is weird.
Yeah, it is. Let's stop.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's talk about a comic book.
Yeah, that's
I'm more
more
comfortable with
that's
that.
more of our speed.
Yeah. I would say all this music talk is, madness.
Oh. That was a good ska band. From the
Yes,
80s.
it was, and that's probably what I'm gonna choose for the song in between the
Oh, yeah.
segments
Or Little Iron Maiden. Can't Play with Madness.
here. Yeah, probably just stick with, Our House.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In the middle of the street.
Oh. Yeah. Madness.
Madness.
Arkham Asylum.
Arkham
Madness.
Asylum Madness by Sam Keith.
And some other people.
Yeah, mostly Sam Keith.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't count colorists.
Ooh.
Fuck those guys. Fuck anyone who's ever made any kind of a living coloring a comic. Or at least putting colors in a comic in some way or another. Fuck all those people. You losers. Hi, James.
Oh, he was being sarcastic.
I have nothing but respect for a colorist because what a tedious, boring fucking job that is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the worst.
You're getting good.
Yeah,
You're getting pretty good.
I'm not.
Mm.
I fake it.
Yeah.
I
That's what
fake
most
I fake it poorly.
careers are about faking.
Oh, that's true. That's true. But, yeah, I fake it poorly, and, I do not enjoy a single moment of it.
Sounds like a lot of jobs.
Yeah, that's true. What sex?
Huh? Sex? What? Yeah. Yeah, you don't enjoy it, you fake it, but the money gets you by.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have a regular named Chester Brown.
Yeah. You're Denise.
Oh, Denise!
Wow! Oh, that explains... I never understood, side note, why you drive to Toronto once every 3 weeks. And you always come back with a jizz stains on your belly. And you get that free copy of Louis Riel hardcover.
Yeah.
Louis Riel, whatever. Well, that makes sense. Makes it. It's a puzzle is coming together.
I didn't really want to say anything while we were talking about the book.
Right.
And,
you want to put yourself out there.
Right.
It wasn't about you. It was about him.
Exactly. Yeah. And I didn't want to tip my hat by, saying that I already had a copy of that book.
Right.
I got an advance copy.
Right. Wow, I bet.
It was like a Xerox, actually.
Wow.
It was like before the printers,
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. That is craziness.
Yeah. But, he pays my way for everything.
Oh, that's love. That is love. If that's not the definition of love, I don't know what is. Oh. Nothing but respect for the guy. Nope. Arkham Asylum.
Speaking of losing respect for people.
What? Sam Keith's Arkham Asylum? Really? Uh-oh.
Maybe not so much losing respect for the guy. I think he's a fine artist.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a fantastic artist. I did not enjoy most of that book.
Really?
Yep.
I thought it was amazing, cover to cover.
Wow.
Yeah. I loved it. That is surprising.
Yeah.
What didn't you like? Just the story, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah. Not so much the story, but the execution of it.
Really?
Yeah. I just thought things didn't work.
You mean like the nurse as the vehicle for the story, or just the actual elements of the story?
Just actual elements of the story. I didn't like any of the dialogue, for sure.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't care for much of the way the characters interacted with each other. I just thought elements of the plot were just sort of vaguely tossed in and then forgotten about. Just certain things would happen that never had any kind of payoff. Or certain things would just blatantly happen, and then in the next page there was no repercussions or anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Like a what? Like the mouse on the clock, or
that was just weird nonsense.
right?
I mean, like the one thing that I actually did think was very successful in this book was, the way he sort of presented, for someone who I imagine hasn't had like an actual day job in probably years, maybe a decade or so.
Yeah.
He got across the fact that, sometimes work is just a grind.
Yeah.
Like he pulled that off pretty well. just sort of the tension of watching the clock, and in this book, literally, because the clock is bleeding from the wall.
Right, yeah. And every chapter is a different hour or segment of an hour.
I thought he got that part, I think he did that successfully. I don't know, the one thing that I thought never paid off was, or the one blatant thing that I saw in the book, is actually towards the end. There's a confrontation with the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
And there's basically two innocent people being held hostage by the Joker towards the end of the book.
Right.
And one of them gets free and does something, and then we never actually see what happens until like many, many pages later when both of those characters are just fine.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, that was a little odd, I guess. I took it as like there was a lot of like slice of a normal workday things going on. It didn't seem like there was any sort of main, like
thread.
Yeah. Well, there wasn't like one big problem that they were all facing. It was just like all these little things that make up their day.
Right.
And so like even the Joker thing to me was just like one more like little incident instead of like a giant plot point.
Yeah, but it sort of was the giant plot point, though. I mean, it's the one thing that tied every incident in the book together.
Right.
You know, other than, like, you know, it didn't necessarily affect the other little things that happened throughout the book, but, you know, exasperated those things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just in general, the staff of Arkham Asylum dealing with the Joker.
Right. See, I thought that was cool, that it was more like about the staff, and it was just like bringing you...
I don't have a problem with his idea.
Right.
You know, like I would totally read a book just about the staff of Arkham
Yeah,
Asylum
that's...
dealing with everything.
I know, I was like, can't believe that there isn't, like, you know, sort of like Gotham Central, just
Right,
a book
yeah.
called, like, Arkham about, you know,
Right.
all the people that work there.
Stuff
And,
they have to do and the characters.
that'd be awesome.
I just didn't think this was well executed. I think it was just poor dialogue, I think, is a big part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Just characters didn't sound normal, like just people talking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think you know me well enough that, you know, I'm okay without a superhero showing up.
Right, yeah.
You know, I like everything doesn't need to be, you know, big, bombastic, and crazy.
Right.
You know, I can enjoy a quiet book.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't think this was successful in what it was trying to do.
Oh, man. Oh. Well, I mean, I know what you're saying, but for me it was successful because it made me, you know, like, think of Arkham Asylum as a place where actual people, like, work,
right.
and it got that part across, and then, like, it also seemed like, you know, I mean, it was commentary on everybody's real life job because you take a little bit of it home with you and it drives you a little crazy, and the sacrifices that you make because, like,
you need a job.
Yeah, like, I would much rather be, you know, not working and just drawing all day or, like, reading or just chilling out. But, you know, I mean, you know, you have to. You have to make a living. And, I could, you know, try to make a living as an artist.
Right.
But, you know, you're trapped in a job that you, feel some sort of
obligation.
Yeah, exactly.
You got bills to pay, you got people you need to take care of.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, I get all that.
Like, I liked the commentary that he made, and I don't know. I thought it worked. It was like, it reminded me a lot of a TV show, you know, like ER or something, you know, where it was just like every hour of a day, and like how crazy the day is, and all that goes on.
Well, maybe that's it, because I don't like ER.
Yeah. I don't really like ER either. But, I mean, Clooney's awesome. But,
Of course.
Yeah. Clooney is the Joker. How do I get?
Well, he was already back.
That never happened. I really liked the stuff with the Joker sneaking glass into the guy's food.
Yeah.
But that sort of like never really, like, you know.
We never find out what happens to the guy who does.
Yeah.
Too,
I think he just kind of got sick and that was it.
Right.
You know? Usually the Joker's a little more diabolical.
Yeah. The Joker played his hand too early.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, why is he revealing all this? Why is he telling me?
Honestly, like, one of the parts of the book that threw me was, I mean, it didn't happen a lot, and obviously the Joker was sort of the main focus of all the villains, you know, of Arkham.
Right.
But the fact that they had, like, you know, scenes with, you know, Harley Quinn and Two-Face and Scarecrow, like, I could have done without those.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I get, like, you know, okay, let's see, you know, what the doctors have to deal with when they talk to these, you know, psychotic patients of theirs.
Right.
But, you know, I mean, you know, they obviously make reference to the fact that there's other patients in Arkham other than, you know, bat villains.
Right.
You know, maybe we could see them.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, but the Scarecrow, he was sort of involved in the Joker's plot because, like, they sort of, insinuate that he was helping the Joker poison the doctor. And then, you know, like Harley Quinn was there when the Joker was being drug away. So I mean, like
Right.
some of it was like kind of like a nice overlap, but I know what you're saying. Yeah, it almost seemed like they were like, well, check them off. We got to put all these guys in there.
Right.
Like especially Two-Face, he seemed to not really,
Matter.
Yeah, that could have been anybody. But
And and then I thought the Killer Croc sort of subplot that they were building to never really. I mean, it eventually went somewhere, but it was just sort of like, oh, this happened. We fixed it. It's
Yeah.
okay. Everything's fine.
I thought that was nice and creepy, like that they were trying to like have sex in the room that Killer Croc's tanks in or whatever.
Yeah.
But and the paintings of Killer Croc were fucking amazing.
Oh yeah. The
But-
art in this is great.
Oh yeah.
Don't get me wrong on that. I think Sam Keith is a fantastic artist.
There was.
Huh?
Oh no, go ahead.
Okay.
There were a couple pages though.
Some weak pages.
There's like a 2-page spread that I don't know what's going on. There's like something about a mouse going down a chute or something.
Yeah.
But there's just like 2 pages where I'm like, I honestly, I'm not sure what I'm looking at.
There's like panels also of just like, it's a painting obviously of something, but like it's, so vague and unclear what it is. But, I think on his clear pages and panels, I think he's great still.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like, did you read the afterward?
Yeah.
Like, I guess he just tried a bunch of stuff, like that he'd never done before.
Like a little digital work. And,
A little digital work and, just, doing some experimenting with paints and, ink washes and stuff like that. And some of it worked, some of it didn't.
right.
But,
That was pretty diverse.
oh yeah.
That's one thing you can count on in Sam Keith books is the art will
Right.
diversify with the mood.
Yeah, here's a photorealistic painting and then, pair that next to a panel of, wacky cartoon people.
Right. Exaggerated, like, cartoon
Right.
features, yeah. Yeah. I don't know, I enjoyed it. Like, I thought it was just like a fun, look into, Arkham Asylum that, even though I've read, the Grant Morrison Arkham Asylum,
Right.
like, it seemed like that was just more about madness.
That's focused on, just Batman himself and, all the villains and whatnot. And this one was definitely just all about the people who work there.
Or just as Arkham as a character in general.
Yeah.
Because, even sort of at the end, there's sort of like a voice for the Arkham,
Right.
which I thought that was pretty creepy and fun. But, yeah, I know, I enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed it way more than you did.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. See, I can't say that, like, I don't, like, it just didn't live up to my expectations. Because honestly, I had no expectations going into this.
Right.
Like, all I knew it was Sam Keith doing a Batman book. And I was like, I'm in.
Yeah.
And,
Maybe you're bummed out because Batman never showed up.
no.
Yeah.
I don't need to read any book with Batman in it.
Right. Well, no, but you just said you thought it was a Batman. Like it. Sam Keith.
Well,
Batman.
I mean, it was Arkham Asylum.
The Batman world.
Right.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I've read I've read the first big collection of Gotham City Central, and actually I kind of get upset when Batman shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want Batman in that book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want it to be about the cops.
Yeah, it seems like something like maybe he'll be in the background or something
Right.
like, but yeah, not talking or interacting.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is there any other characters or anything?
Like the main character is like a nurse. I think her name is Sabine,
So, yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it.
which is a retarded name. Nobody has that name.
What? Somebody probably does.
Yeah, that person shouldn't have that name. It's a wrong name. They spelled their name wrong. That's
Oh.
what that is.
Okay. Yeah, it was Sabrina maybe or something.
Yeah. Or Jill.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a horrible misspelling of
Yeah,
Jill.
yeah. She just didn't come across as very believable, and I never bought her, struggling with this job, or caring for her child, or her husband.
Her husband seems kind of... It almost seems like he shouldn't have been a character in the book.
Right.
Like, she should have been like a single mom, maybe.
Right.
That would have been maybe a little more believable.
Is it his beard? Does his beard throw you off?
I can't even remember his beard. Was it pretty bad?
It's a weird beard.
A weird beard?
Yeah, it's in the front. First couple pages.
Yeah, it's kind of like Wolverine-ish beard. With like a GQ kind of thing going on. Yeah, maybe that was it. Yeah, he just seemed like he didn't need to be there.
Yeah.
Because it made it seem like maybe she was a little too whiny because he's probably taking care of the kid. He's okay.
Yeah.
It'd have been better if he would have been in like some sort of horrible daycare or something.
Right. And also the kid's like 7.
Yeah. He can take care of himself.
Well, I'm just saying, maybe I just had a bad family, but I'm pretty sure by the time I was 7, my parents stopped worrying about me so much.
Right. Yeah. By the time I was 7, I'd already been working at Mavericks for 2 years. Okay, I get what you're saying about that part, but to me it was forgivable just because it was it wasn't a fun like whoopie-doopie-doo story, but
No.
to me it was a fun take on the whole Batman and Arkham Asylum kind of thing.
I get what you're saying, and I wish that it would have been done well.
Yeah.
with believable, sympathetic characters.
Right.
Who, who you really did feel sorry. Like, halfway through the book, she gets, like throughout the entire, first part of the book, they talk about how they're the day staff, and at least they don't have to work nights, because the nights are crazy.
That's when the crazy shit happens.
Right, and so, it's building all to this, and then all of a sudden she gets stuck having to work a double shift, and she needs to work the night shift. And so we're supposed to be like, oh no! But I don't give a shit. I did not care that she had to work this night shift.
Right.
Because again, Dad's still in the picture. He can take care of the kid.
Yeah.
And he's also 7. Yeah, she like if it was a newborn kid, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, this is her first week back from maternity leave. I can, okay. She really wants to be at home. I totally would get that.
Right.
Kid that's in, 3rd grade.
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, probably not.
As long as Dad makes him some mac and cheese and
Buys
lets him stay up a half hour later.
Yeah.
He's
Plays
fine.
Yu-Gi-Oh with him or
Yeah.
something. Yeah. Okay. I can see that too.
And some of the characters, just the way Sam Keith draws, I couldn't tell certain characters from other characters.
Like some of the nurses and
some of the other nurses and some of the doctors.
the guards.
Definitely the guards.
Well, the guards are pretty interchangeable.
Yeah. But there was one we were supposed to focus on occasionally, but, unless they actually said his name.
Right.
I would have had no idea who that was.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It probably won't go down as, one of the classic Batman tales, Killing Joke or anything, but I thought it was a fun, kind of different look at Arkham. I enjoyed it. Could have been better. Could have been worse, but
I think that's mainly where my problem was. We talked about this in the last episode with Teeth. Is that, it's just, I'm more upset that, I know that this could have been better.
right.
I didn't think it was.
So I still think it was awesome. Even though,
that's fine. We're allowed to have different opinions.
Yeah. I'm having trouble articulating why, because it wasn't groundbreaking or anything. It was just, to me, it was just fun. I just enjoyed it.
Right.
I just thought it was a good read.
Right. Well, you've always said you have sort of a voyeuristic edge and you like reading slice of life. And
Oh yeah.
This is essentially
That's true.
slice of life in a workplace. Just happens to be a workplace that has supervillains in it.
If only there was no supervillains or bloody clocks.
Right.
If she just worked at a laundromat and no customers came in that day, that would have been even better. Because the more boring the slice of life stuff is, the more I like it. It's true. But, yeah, I don't know. If Sam Keith did another Arkham thing, I'd check it out.
I would too, because, I'm down with the Sam Keith. And I know he's really good. Sadly, the two things we've reviewed for the show by him have, at least I don't remember your opinion on My Inner Bimbo. I don't recall liking it that much.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, I still haven't read. I know he's done 2 other Batman-related books?
He did Batman Lobo miniseries, and he did
Batman Secrets. I still haven't read that one.
Batman Secrets is great.
Really?
Oh, it is excellent.
Because I had Batman in it.
Of course. Everything is better with Batman.
Yeah. I like that episode of the Brady Bunch.
Uh-huh.
That was the best one.
I've never liked the Brady Bunch, except for that episode.
Right. Alice and Alfred had that little tryst. That was pretty good.
The Help.
Yeah. Yeah. They were in their little basement hovel room. Yeah.
But yeah, I would. I'm definitely going to get the next thing that Sam Keith works on. I think, honestly, that's actually the Scott Ian Demon miniseries.
Oh, wow, yeah. Wow, that's pretty sweet.
And in the back, he mentioned something about doing a Mad Hatter hardcover.
Oh, I didn't remember that.
I think he said it was the first thing he's worked on
but
for DC.
But it was the last one coming out.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
I forget what the subject was, but I remember him saying that. It was taking forever.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I honestly had no clue what I was expecting when I bought this book.
Right.
Other than, Sam Keith, yay!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of those artists where, you just kind of...
I'm excited whenever I see him do something.
And you never know what it's going to be.
Right.
Because... there's usually a strong female character in his books, but I
feel like so many of his books. I've liked Zero Girl and Four Women. I thought was fantastic, and I'm willing to give him as many chances as he's got.
Because he's doing something completely different.
Yeah. And even though I didn't enjoy this, it was a very different take on the whole Batman universe and the world that he lives in, and it's worthy of looking at.
Maybe not reading.
Honestly, I think that this is one of those books that you're either going to like it or you're not. But I think it's worth looking at, and then deciding for yourself where you fall in that opinion.
This was just produced as a standalone book. It wasn't a miniseries, right?
No.
Okay, I didn't remember seeing it as a series.
It was an original graphic novel. I remember when it came out, I grabbed it off the shelf and I was like, why didn't anybody ever tell me that this Sam Keith book was coming out?
Right.
It's I think all I'd ever heard about from that point was he did a 4-issue story in Batman Confidential.
Yeah.
And then, the next thing I heard about was his next Scott Ian book.
He's done a lot of Batman stuff.
He's done a lot of Batman stuff. I don't even know if he likes Batman.
You'd have to, right?
I guess. I did, he did, it was only sort of tangentially Batman related, but he did a series called Scratch.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Was it a werewolf?
Yeah, that wasn't great.
No.
Yeah.
Batman in that?
I think it was in the first issue.
Yeah. It's would have been better if he was in all of them.
Of course. We've established this.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
In fact, in between blowing Chester Brown, I kept saying, you really ought to add Batman to the story.
He's like, shut up, bitch, that's not what I'm paying you for. I'm trying to remember if I've ever seen him draw Batman. I've seen him draw Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. Oh, man.
I guess if you're a diehard Sam Keith fan, check it out.
Yeah. Or if you've always wondered what's going on in Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
if you wonder about the staff's home life.
Yeah.
Which I often did.
Right.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I mean, I think he is much better of an artist than a writer,
Yeah.
but I think he's a competent mishmasher storyteller of the both.
I think, I don't know, maybe he just needs more of a guiding hand when he's writing, maybe, a strong editor.
Or a co-writer or something.
Or a co-writer. Where's William Mesner Lowe?
Yeah, what's he doing?
Like I've always said about Warren Ellis, like I always think that his, like he always goes on these rants online about how, he's not gonna take shit from editors and he's gonna, carve out his own niche in the comic book industry and do all these things, but like, half of his creator-owned work is awful. But like any book that he actually has, like a strong editor telling him, you can't do this.
Right.
Like those books turn out better. And maybe Sam Keith is one of those who needs an editor. Instead of pushing him to express himself further, maybe rein him in.
Yeah.
And say, hey, let's scale this back a bit.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. And he is definitely to the point where he probably doesn't have,
Right.
they just let him do whatever.
Right.
Because they're like, oh, he's Sam Keith.
Right. He made the max.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, this certainly hasn't soured me on any future work by Sam
Right.
Keith.
Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't think
I
so.
was just more disappointed than anything else, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's fair.
Yeah.
That is fair.
Yeah.
Well, it just came out in softcover,
Yes,
so at
it
least you can pick it up cheap if
Yeah.
you're wondering about it.
Yeah, maybe some stores will even give you a discount.
25% off at Mavericks. I don't know. I give the address.
Yeah.
Get it on Amazon. Fuck it.
Yeah.
We just sell magic cards.
And besides, on Amazon, it's probably like 50% off.
Yeah, I know. Those bastards. Amazon bastards.
Free shipping.
Oh!
Alright. You like taking a break?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's take a break.
We'll be back.
Morning new disease, trouble in bed. Bone soaked, anemic, listened in horror to the scraping of flatware and china, and saran wrap to stifle libido. Etch up the chasm, their lives flung open. Sickness is a time for hating your neighbors. In their milk flats with 5 kids too many, having day sex because they're all daughters. And you're thinking the same two things over and over again. I am dreaming of a life. I am dreaming of waking up. There's this anger rising, cancer in me, standing like a wall between the waking world I seek and this infected plane of sleep. Love come like an axe to hold this ice and set me free. There's a black rewarding book beneath this thin shade if you look carefully. Noise police, Whitehurst TV, airwave methadone. Diet contact, safe sex, antibiotics. It's not the life that's mine. In a stolen car, I rocket west out past that Jersey line. And the robots in their riot gear glimmer in my rearview mirror. Love came like an axe and had her way with this causer. And the rich deserving, but she was recovered and understood. And I awoke.
Hey, welcome back to Gutter Trash. Hey. Yeah, buddy.
The fuck was that?
I just moved my shoulders really weird because I feel like I got some shoulder sweat.
It's a little warm back here,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Just trying to, just trying to get it trickling down my back.
I got the air conditioner on energy save
Ooh.
because
Because you're a smart shopper.
well, that and I usually turn that on when I'm not here. Just keep it use less power or whatever, and then crank it up when I get home.
Yeah.
But today it was actually fairly pleasant out, so I just forgot to crank it up.
This is not bad outside.
Yeah, but it's a little warm back here where the air conditioner doesn't reach back here very easily.
Right. Yeah.
But
I'm comfy.
yeah.
Now that I got my back sweat trickling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know, that's what the sweat's for, to cool you down.
I know.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I like it any better.
No.
I'm not a fan of sweating.
Not a fan of, like swamp ass, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Nope.
Not a fan of the swamp ass.
Nope. Yeah, I think it was last Friday. No, not last Friday. The Friday before. It was last Friday. I was dead to the world.
Yeah?
But the previous Friday, I don't have AC in my car.
Nope.
So on super hot days, it makes traveling home the long distance from work quite a chore. And my best friend and I hang out on Fridays. She also happens to be my ex-girlfriend, so that the remainder of this story doesn't seem super weird.
Yeah. Okay.
But I got home, and I was a special kind of sweaty. I had me a super funk going on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so I was like, I can't do a goddamn thing until I take a shower. Like, just a 40 minute cold shower.
Ooh, those are the best.
Just cool down the core,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deep inside.
Oh, yeah. And, but, like, I left the door open, so, like, I was still in the shower when she, came over, and, so,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I wouldn't have done it if it was anyone else.
Right, yeah.
Because, we've, we're familiar with each other.
Right.
Yeah, so I figured it'd be cool if, I can take a shower while she's here.
Yeah.
It's no big deal.
Yeah, the only person that, other than my girlfriend,
Right.
who I would do that for is Doogie.
Right.
Yeah. I could leave the shower. Oh yeah, it's so weird. Like, not even my own brother. Like, and let me just clarify, there's no sexual attraction between Doogie and him.
Yeah.
But, I could, take a dump in front of Doogie or walk past the door while he's taking a dump
Right.
if the door was open, and it wouldn't surprise or abhor me.
Right.
It's so weird.
Well, you're both filthy individuals.
But, in the same precise, trajectory of filthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, we're not malicious with our
No,
filthiness.
yeah, it's just, you're earthy.
Yeah, we're earthy. Yeah.
You're both very earthy.
Yeah. Oh, Doogie. Yeah. So, you were telling me a story earlier. Should we retell the story?
I don't know. It
Yeah.
depends on what you're talking about.
Mine's not really a story. It's more like a brief incident, so it's not like I don't want to build it up too much. It
Right.
was just like an odd thing that happened.
Yeah.
But you reminded me earlier, you were telling me about how you were kind of stuck in a hallway while someone was reading the eye chart from a hallway.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a funny scene to imagine. Someone standing in the middle of it. Like their eyes are clearly good enough that they don't even have to stay in the room to read the eye chart.
Right.
They have to stay in the hallway.
Well, the eye chart was in the hallway.
Oh, okay. I thought the eye chart was like in a examination room.
No.
And he just kept going, how about back up a few more feet? And eventually she was in the hallway.
No, I spent the evening last night at an urgent care. I don't know if all of our listeners have those, but they're sort of like little mini standalone ERs.
It's like the convenience store of hospitals.
Yeah. That's a great way to describe that. But I wasn't there for myself. There's nothing wrong with me.
Yeah. Tip top.
Yes.
Yeah.
But my friend had something going on with her throat. Turns out she had tonsillitis.
No kind of fun.
She felt shitty enough that she felt she needed to go there. So she was in the waiting room and I stayed out, or she was in the
Examination.
the examination room, and I stayed out in the lobby area. And at one point I was like, I really gotta go to the bathroom, so I asked the nurse if there was a bathroom that I could use, and she pointed me down the hall to the left, so I start walking down the hall, and this woman is just standing in the hall, and at the very end of the hall is a doctor and an eye chart, and she's reading the eye chart. Yeah. Blocking my way.
Right.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know you're there.
Right. Because she can't see.
Right. Oh yeah, that's why she's there. But that is very funny because this morning I had a very similar setup. Maybe, you ever think that maybe this is like just a big hologram we're in,
Right.
and like we're like just pegs that are positioned in certain ways to see how we'll react.
Right.
Because I had a situation this morning where I get up at like 8:30 and I'm walking my dog, and we're walking down the sidewalk, and we turn a corner, and just standing in the middle of the sidewalk is this lady with like an apron on and like her work uniform. Like I don't know if she worked at like Arby's or Tim Hortons or something,
Yeah.
but she's just standing there in the middle of the sidewalk, like frozen, not talking to anybody. She doesn't have anything in her hands, like a phone or anything. She's just standing there. And
Is she okay? So you turn the corner. She's on the sidewalk.
Mhm.
Is she facing the street, or is she facing the opposite direction on the sidewalk?
she's facing the opposite direction of me. Like this, she's walking the same way. If she was in motion,
If she was walking,
she'd be walking the same way I was.
Okay.
So I'm like approaching her, and I'm like, okay, maybe, she just paused for a second. She's going a long walk.
Right.
She was a bigger lady, but and I was like, okay, maybe she's just having a pause, and so we like walk up
Us
towards
fat
her.
people need to take plenty of breaks.
And we all need to take breaks.
Yeah.
Breaks are, work smarter, not harder, people.
Right.
So when we get close to her, my dog has this like collar with like, some jangly
Right.
like dog tags or whatever.
Here's a quick question:
Mhm.
Was she Asian?
The lady or
Yeah.
the dog?
The lady.
No.
Because I know your dog's not Asian.
No.
'Cause she hates the Asians.
She does hate the Asians, or at least if they deliver Asian food to the house. I don't think she has. I know she's met Asians before, like in our house, and she's never had a problem. But I think it's if they deliver something. It's weird.
Anyway.
But so we get close, and I'm like, oh, I'll just give a little shake of the
The collar.
leash, so she hears the jingle and snaps out of it and moves on or whatever. And so like we're within 10 feet of her, and you can hear clearly. You can hear
Right.
the dog's leash, and nothing happens. So we just walk over into the grass and start to walk by her, and I sort of like am peering through my peripheral at her to see if perhaps she's dead. I don't know. And so we get right next to her, and I look over, and she's just kind of like, she's not staring, like her head is facing forward, but her eyes are kind of in the sky.
Right.
And I was like, hi, as we walk by. And she goes, ah. She goes, do you think it's going to rain? And I was like, maybe. I don't know. And she goes, I left my windows open. I'm trying to figure out if I should go back or just keep going. And I was like, well, hopefully it doesn't rain, but it kind of looks like it might. And she goes, yeah, my TV and all my computer stuff's right by the window, and the window's open. She's like, oh well, I'll just see when I get home. And then we both awkwardly then she just starts walking, and so we're walking basically right next to each other. And we get up to the next block, we don't say a single word, even though we're walking 2 feet apart from each other. And we get to the light, and there's a bus stop there, so she waits at the bus stop, and I go in a different direction. But I was like, it was just a strange sight.
That sounds like something that would happen in a Coen Brothers movie.
Yeah.
Just have this awkward conversation and then just walk a great distance from each other.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty fun. Yeah, but that was about the only exciting thing that's happened this week for me.
No.
How sad is that?
Yeah, it's more than what's happened to me this week, so there you go. Although, this story doesn't really pan out now. But,
that's like all of our stories.
Yeah. Like I said, my friend had to go to urgent care, and she got done, and she had tonsillitis, and so they gave her a prescription for some antibiotics and some painkillers, and so we left, and I hadn't eaten at all at that point yet, so I was like, I'm starving, are we gonna eat at all? And she was like, yeah, I just need to drop off these scripts. I was like, okay. So we were driving, and she was like, yeah, so do you want to pick something up and take it to the house? I was like, well, I figured we would, take your prescriptions, get them filled, and, go eat, and then come back and pick up your prescription.
That makes sense.
Yeah. She's like, oh, yeah, okay. So we did that. And we're trying to figure out where to eat, and I was like, well, there's that Chinese buffet next to Mavericks, because we were right in that area. And she's like, oh, yeah, that's cool. So we go in. And first thing that throws me when we walk in is that the guy behind the cash register, Chinese dude, has super long platinum blonde hair.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see that often.
No, you don't. Not outside of movies.
Yeah.
So he takes us to a booth, and the only other person in there at the time was this lady who was in the booth behind us, basically, by herself, and she was just eating, bigger lady. And so the waitress comes up and takes our drink order, and me and Amanda go and get food. And I come back to the table first, and I sit down, and I start to eat, and so basically I'm staring at
The lady. Yeah.
So, I just start eating, and then I hear, something behind me, and, I hear the waiter, lead someone to the booth across from the lady. And, it's a cop. And the waitress comes up and asks the cop what he wants to drink. He says, Sprite, 7-Up, whatever. He goes to get food, and I hear the lady say something. She's looking directly at me at this point, and I hear her say something that I'm 90% sure was some sort of derogatory thing about the cop.
Yeah. But she's saying it to you.
Yes.
Wow.
But loud enough so that I could hear it, but still can't hear it. But clearly, the cop could have heard it. And so I just kind of look at her, just a weird sort of, what the fuck
a
just
little
happened?
raised eyebrow. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm just like, oh, well, and I just go back to eating.
Was it fuck the police?
I think it was something about maybe, fucking pig or something like that. I don't know.
Wow. She had it in for the man.
I guess. But then, like, sat in her booth quietly the rest of the time that the cop was eating.
Maybe he had just arrested her. Or given her a ticket or something.
Yeah, she could have been somebody that maybe had a meth bust in her past.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
It is Kenner.
Right. Yeah. Home of aviation and meth.
Yeah. Oddly invented both by the Reverends.
Yeah. Orville was kind of in charge of the flight. Wilbur was kind of in charge of the meth lab.
He was the Walter White of Dayton.
Yeah. Yeah. The Heisenberg.
Sorry.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
This town of ours.
It's kind of amazing sometimes.
I do really like the people here because they're quirky, but like they're blue collar, but they're still like fucking weird. I don't know. I do kind of like the people here. Sometimes I'd like them more if like I could peer at them from a further distance.
Right.
But there's enough quirkiness here that it keeps me entertained.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, if I could find a way to not interact with anyone, then I'd probably be in the same situation as you.
Would you get yourself a lighthouse and live in the top?
So that nobody will know I'm there?
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Indeed. Yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I got nothing else either. It's technically only been a few days since we last did this.
That's true. Well, yeah, we're recording early because this weekend is my lady friend's birthday.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Kat.
Yeah.
And I'll tell her in person later.
Before her birthday.
Before her birthday.
Because right now, if she heard this, it would be after her birthday.
Right.
Time travel! But, so yeah, I can spoil her birthday present on here, even though it's days away.
Right.
Because she won't hear this until after her birthday, if she bothers to listen to it at all, which
she probably won't.
Why should she?
Yeah.
Why should it?
Yeah.
Um,
I'm pretty sure she stopped listening to episodes of this, probably within maybe a couple months of you guys dating.
Can't blame her.
Yeah.
Can't say as I blame her.
It's what's saving your relationship.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. If she knew I went off on butt pussy week after week, she would leave me in a heartbeat. But no, I'm taking her to a dinner theater on Sunday.
Sounds pretty gay.
It's gonna be gay. Well, surprising. It's funny you say that because it's based on a. Well, I guess this actually came first, but before the movie. But it's the same story as the John Waters Hairspray movie.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I'm taking her to see Hairspray at the La Comedia.
The Lock-O-Media.
Lock-O-Media. It's I'm not sure what it means. It sounds German, maybe Russian. Lock-O-Media. I'm not sure what that means. Lock-O has something to do with treason, I believe. Media being like, like the news and stuff. So it's like treason news.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm not sure how that ties into dinner theater, but they have a great sweet potato souffle, so we forgive all their linguistic insecurities and problems. Yeah, kind of looking forward to that.
That's cool.
Should be fun.
Cool. I've actually been to Lock-O-Media once.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was super young. I was probably like 7 or 8. And I don't recall there being like an actual play or anything. I think it was just sort of like, hey, here's a bunch of stuff to keep you entertained.
Like skee ball?
No, it was some sort of Hawaiian thing.
Really?
So there was like a lot of like, flame dancers
Wow.
and hula girls and,
Hey.
Don Ho impressionists and, lots of...
Like lay.
Yeah,
lays.
luau type, I think even the food was like luau type food,
Wow.
pineapples and ham and,
That's awesome.
yeah.
I saw Sleeping Beauty there, a few years ago with my brother and his wife and my mom. And that was even enjoyable.
Yeah.
Like, it was, like, I like, live things.
Right. Better than dead things.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
And I've never seen or heard or witnessed or anything Hairspray, so. I like John Waters, though, so.
Right.
But I think the play came first. And then, and the movie was based on the play, I think.
I think it was a movie first.
Oh, was it?
And then it was a musical, which was then made into a movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a musical movie and the regular movie.
I think so.
Wow. I've never seen any of them.
Yeah, neither have I.
And I'm afraid that Kathleen's gonna hate this because I think I mentioned this to you, like when I bought the tickets. Yeah. Like, I remember us talking about the Hairspray musical, like, a year and a half ago.
Right.
And I can't remember what she said about it. I just remember she said something very specific about it.
Right.
And I'm starting to lean towards it was, I can't believe they turned it into a fucking musical. Why would anybody want to see that? Like I'm leaning towards that's what she said.
Right.
Which, hopefully that's not the case.
Even if it is, I'm sure, she'll appreciate the effort that you want to.
But is that much of an effort whenever, wouldn't she just look at me and be like, do you remember me specifically saying that I would hate this? I'd be like, it's ironic! I could play it off.
You can do that.
Yeah. Like, it's like a gag gift.
Yeah. I think, though, she's a smart lady. I think she would, in her head, she would have this dialogue before saying anything to you.
Right.
That, I hate this, but he used to smoke a lot of pot.
Yeah, that's true. Like, yeah, it's a miracle I even remember the word Hairspray. Like, oh, yeah, she knows what this is. That's something, right? It's a nugget of memory. It's like I'm some sort of, victim that spent like decades in a prison camp, and they're like, we're just happy that he remembers anything.
It could be worse. You could have just bought her like a crate of Hairspray.
Yeah, like, I remember you said something about how much you like Hairspray.
This is Vita E.
Yeah. Well, at least, even if she does hate it, though, I figure there's a nice dinner, included.
Yeah. Taking a trip.
Yeah, we get to
driving 20 minutes.
20, yeah. See glorious
75 under construction.
Yeah, oh, it's beautiful this time of year. Those orange barrels are pretty in autumn. Too bad we can't do it in autumn.
Right. I think that if, for whatever reason, she does not like the musical, I think that she would enjoy the fact that, you made the effort, and she's ultimately spending time with you.
Right.
Which is probably something that she wants to do, for whatever reason.
Right.
Yeah. I think, unless she has seen this musical live beforehand and hated it.
See, I'm leaning towards, my memory's telling me that she saw the musical on the Hairspray DVD.
Okay.
And I think, what I'm thinking, this is what my memory tells me, I might just be writing this right now. Right. But I think the girl that played the main part, wasn't chubby.
Uh-huh.
And that's what she had a problem with because the whole story is about,
a chubby girl.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think so I almost want to go down there and be like, look, you bastards.
Right.
You better get a fat fucking girl to sing these songs. And they'll wheel her out and I'm like, not fat enough! More butter.
But I think, I think seeing something live also sort of changes, a perception of something.
Right.
Because, I've seen bands that I thought were amazing live, and then I bought their CD, and I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit?
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be something like that, or just the experience of being there and seeing it and being with you and having a dinner.
Right.
Probably without a vegetarian option.
Oh, there's plenty of potatoes. I checked. I was eating starch after starch after starch.
And then soon you'll be the lead in Hairspray.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna make that role shine, baby. You know what I should have done? Is when I found that lady, stranded in the middle of the sidewalk, I should have been like, big lady, come with me. Can you sing?
Yeah, she could always play the mom role.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Is there a mom?
I believe John Travolta played her in the movie musical.
Really?
Yeah.
He played a lady?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, to prove that he's not gay.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. That'll do it. Yeah.
And I don't know for sure. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a John Waters movie.
No, really.
But I want to say Divine played the mom in the original movie.
Okay. Yeah. It's possible.
I'm probably making that up as much as you're making up how much Kathleen hates this musical.
I hope so. I hope we're both making all that up. But I know for sure that you would hate all John Waters movies.
I probably would.
Hate them. Yeah.
Well, good luck.
Yeah. I hope it works out. If nothing else, though, like I said, the dinner, and I made her a Star Wars clock.
Oh, yeah.
So
well, that's gonna be awesome.
we know she likes to tell time,
Yeah.
and she loves the Star Wars.
Yeah. Who doesn't love to tell time?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I got into, not really a discussion, but, it was, before we were doing this today, I was hanging out at, the gaming swap with our friend Matt Brasfield.
Wow.
And just talking to him. And, it was weird because earlier in our conversation, for some reason, I mentioned that I hate Star Wars. And then, like, 20 minutes later, like, this lady walked in with her boyfriend, and they were talking to the other employee, and suddenly, like, the lady just sort of piped up to Matt, like, so what do you think about Star Wars? And, Matt was like, oh, I think it's fine. And I just sort of piped in, I hate it.
That's weird.
Yeah.
You don't usually talk to the strangers.
No, I don't.
No.
Yeah, I just felt this was funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then she like pointed at me. I was like, "Well, I know that that guy hates like the other movie that I really love." And like the other employee was like, "What movie is that?" And she's like, "Forrest Gump." And I was like, "Oh, well, that's a terrible movie too."
Wow, you hate Star Wars and Forrest Gump.
Yeah. Both of them.
Oh. All the Star Wars, even the...
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, you know, I barely saw them when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've talked about this so many times on the show, but, yeah, I remember watching the first one a lot when I was a kid, but always falling asleep through it.
Yeah.
And I don't think I ever saw it all the way through until I was like 16.
Wow.
When they re-released them. And I think Return of the Jedi is the only one that I ever saw all the way through as it originally came out. And I liked that one when I was 4 or 5 when that was out.
You seen it in the theater?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It probably wasn't the first movie I've seen in a theater, but, it was pretty close. I was super young.
Oh yeah, 1983.
Yeah. So, you know, but when I saw them re-released, and I mean, they were the special editions, but, you know, a bad movie's still a bad movie. And I think those movies are purely just for kids.
Oh, I still love them.
As a grown-up, if you still like those movies, maybe something's wrong with you.
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, I watch them every year. There's not a year that I haven't, and it's never lessened. Like, I love them.
I realize that my opinion is the unpopular opinion. Don't get me wrong. I know that.
Right.
But, yeah, I don't,
I think they hold up. I
don't think they do. But, you know, I found them pretty dull and just...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just sort of,
there's aliens and the Force and...
Yeah, you'd think that'd be awesome. But,
no. Spaceships. Explosions in outer space.
I like all those things, but, Star Wars puts it together wrong, I think. At least if you're over the age of 10.
Well, mentally I'm not.
Well,
so.
that's true. Up until a month ago, you still had a comic book wallet.
That's true. That's true. It's been like 2 months.
Yeah.
It was April. Yeah. I was talking about lacquering comic books onto my shoes.
Yes, you were.
So, yeah, I'm probably still got some mental problems.
Alright, let's get out of here. If we could.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get up early, I gotta get up early.
Yeah.
Ish. Gotta get up at 8:30.
Yeah, you get up at 5:30.
Well, that's pretty early.
Yeah. But, I gotta pick a movie. And, speaking of...
Star Wars?
Well, no. But speaking of the very first movies ever seen in a theater.
Ooh.
I had a sort of discussion with your lady friend on the Twitters.
Mm-hmm.
As much as one can have a discussion on Twitter.
Yeah.
But, it has, sort of come to my attention that, there are a ton of movies that exist that, I haven't seen, that I have no reason for not seeing. And these are movies that generally, like, if you're talking to somebody, you know, and you say, well, I haven't seen this, and then they get mad at you for not seeing that movie.
Right.
I'm going to spend my next, couple of movie picks, clearing some of those out.
Really?
Yeah. And, this one doesn't necessarily, I don't think it counts too much, but it's a movie I've been meaning to see for a while and just never got around to.
This is a classic.
It's a classic. It's about 30 years old,
Wow.
but did not come out until about 5 years ago.
Wow.
And was also the very first movie I ever saw in a movie theater.
Wow.
Wrap your head around that.
Yeah. That is crazy. Let me guess. Let's see. So it would have been from like somewhere between 80 and 83 probably.
Yeah.
Was it Steel Magnolias?
There's 84.
No. I've given up.
Alright. Again, I have seen this movie, but I have not seen this movie. The movie I'm picking is Superman 2, the Richard Donner cut.
Oh, wow.
Superman 2, the theatrical version, is one of the very first movies I ever saw as a kid in a movie theater.
Yeah, okay.
My brothers took me down to the Dayton Mall to see it.
Nice.
Back when they still had, like, the giant theater down there. And
the rapey arcade.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Although, like 1981 or whatever, when that movie came out, it probably wasn't as rapey.
Yeah.
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 I'm sure it got rapey later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mid-80s was a real rapey time.
That's true. Everybody's raping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all those Madonna videos.
Well, this is P-Madonna.
Nice. Oh, wow.
But, yeah, Superman 2 was one of the very first movies I ever saw. Then, like, 5 years ago, when Superman Returns came out, they found, like, a bunch of lost footage from when Richard Donner was still directing that movie, and before he got fired. And essentially, like, he made the movie. They just cut out a bunch of shit and, had someone else direct new footage.
Nice.
So this is the Richard Donner cut.
I don't know if I've seen, like, I know me and Kathleen saw part of it on TV when we were on vacation.
Yeah.
And like, we were both trying to remember, like, there was a couple scenes where like, I can't remember. I may have seen clips of this, but I know I haven't seen the whole thing, so.
So you down?
I am down.
No veto?
No veto.
Superman 2.
The Voyage Home.
Yep. Undiscovered country.
Awesome.
Huh?
Superman. I like the Superman.
Yeah. Spoiler?
I like the character.
Yeah. Is, other than, Mask of the Phantasm, is this our first, superhero movie?
It could very well be. It could very well be. Yeah. I think so. Huh.
Well, I'm, excited to finally watch that.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to pick this for, I would say the last year and a half.
Really?
Yeah, like I've been, like, every time, I'm like, maybe this'll be the week I finally pick Superman 2, and then I get distracted by something shiny.
Should we watch the first one first?
Separately.
Actually, there's a copy at my house. I might actually watch the first one.
Maybe do the same. I got a copy here. Which version are you gonna watch?
The VHS version.
Okay. I'll try to figure out which of my 6 DVDs that the first movie is on.
Has a VHS version.
Has the version that would be on that.
It'd be the crappiest one, whichever one it is.
So I think there's like the 4-hour cut, and I think there's like the theatrical cut.
Oh, this one,
there's
this
the director's cut.
So this one definitely ain't the 4-hour one because it's on one videotape.
I think there's like 3 versions of Superman 2 on there. And,
Wow.
And strangely enough, only one version of Superman 3 and 4 each.
They never.
I don't get that.
Why tweak perfection?
That is true. That is true. Richard Pryor's finest performance.
Yeah. Oh, clearly. Yeah. That is awesome.
All right then.
That's surprising.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
Just a weird old movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. We're gonna have a lot of weird old movies coming up whenever I pick now,
Awesome.
because we're gonna clear the decks.
I've got a couple movies in the same,
Yeah,
like, there's like 3 or 4 every time I name them that, I'd never seen Escape from New York until last year.
Same here.
And everybody was like, you gotta see it.
Same here.
Uh,
Same here.
uh,
Exact same movie. I hated it.
I didn't really care for it. I thought it was okay.
Yeah, it was,
I would never watch it a second time, probably.
yeah, I didn't get what the deal
the
was
hubbub,
there.
yeah. Yeah, like The Thing, was much better.
Oh yeah. That was one of those movies.
Yeah.
Like,
We did that one, didn't we?
We did that. Yeah. It was great. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, Assault on Precinct 13 was better.
Just haven't seen that still.
Escape from New York, it wasn't horrible, but
Just not
yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Halloween was one. You know, it was like, I can't believe you've never seen Halloween.
Yeah.
And
I was kind of disappointed in that
Yeah,
too.
yeah. So yeah, let's do it. Let's
Superman.
clear the wreckage. Let's watch some movies that everybody loves that will probably stay are shitty.
Next week, you will believe a podcast can fly.
All right. Goodbye. You can subscribe to Gutter Trash at iTunes or directly at guttertrash.net. If you go to iTunes, please leave us a review. You can email us at eric@guttertrash.net or jason@guttertrash.net. For more info, you can find us on Facebook. Or you can go to seanborn.net or buyerbeware.guttertrash.net. Listen to our sister podcast, League Night, at league.guttertrash.net. Thank you for listening. Until next time.